Hey everybody, welcome back to the Let's Exhaust and Out podcast series with me and my friend. In this one, we're going to be talking about just all sorts of stuff with the car community and all that stuff. So yeah, so I'll just start off with like the topic that what car companies have been doing recently.
For sure.
Alright, do I start first or should I start first?
I don't care.
I'll start first with one of the cars that I feel like isn't getting like the biggest changes per year, and it is the Lamborghini Urus. If you guys don't know that car. The Lamborghini Urus is Lamborghini's off-road super SUV, which is
I think that would be the LM002.
oh, that's a good point.
Though
Well,
they don't make LM002s anymore.
yeah, I wish they did. That's the Urus. If any of you guys have never seen the Urus, and to be honest, what I want to talk about the Urus is just what Lamborghini's doing per every year they come out. Realistically, yes, they're naming it a brand new year, which is not a bad thing, but the upgrades that they're giving you and the options are not something I would consider to be a refresh car or much difference. I don't think the Urus has had any major changes besides new color combos and those kind of options, which is kind of sad to see as they progress. And that is something recently a lot of car manufacturers do, and I would say Lamborghini is one to do it a lot. Do you have a car brand you want to say that does it?
What?
I could think about tons of car brands that could do that do that.
Oh, what? That just changed the year and
Yeah, like
don't
do
really.
small changes every year.
Yeah. Um. You can name one, and I'll name one after.
I would say Ferrari. And yes, in a way, Ferrari has been producing brand new cars, brand new models, but what Ferrari's been doing isn't the best. It's not the best
Mhm.
quality that their cars can be, and you know that because they're making you purchase these type of cars to buy the incredible hyper
Okay, well,
Ferraris.
the only reason I'm complaining about this, or I'm complaining about this mostly, because you like supercars, you like Lamborghini, and
We could go with
that's
normal
gonna be
cars.
my choice.
Oh, Ferrari.
Lamborghini, Lamborghini is gonna
Oh,
be my choice because,
oh yeah, they for sure do that. I'll admit that. I'm a
I mean,
Lambo
even
fan.
though people, I mean, I understand that SV and like STO and all that stuff, but like essentially they're just like, I
The
mean,
same. Essentially,
not really the
I
same, but
mean,
they're kind of not part of that group because they have a different name.
yeah. Well, I think the good thing I'd like to see about Lamborghini with those types, like you can see Ferrari. No offense to like, I know you like the Pista, but the Pista doesn't have the biggest changes from the 40. It could have been bigger. Like when you look at what Lamborghini does, like
I mean,
compare a
even
Huracan to
though
an
it was
STO.
supposed to be like a race car type, so they didn't. I don't think they wanted to make it so like
Yeah,
obvious that there was a race.
I
Although
feel like I
I
do
mean,
agree with
race
you.
is kind of in its name.
Yeah, I do agree with you though with the Lamborghini phase. They do good jobs with like the new models. Like they are doing it.
Mm.
But yeah, I'm trying to think, is there
Yeah, I'm
anything
just
else?
not like a supercar fan besides Porsche.
Well, can I talk about that now?
Oh gosh, you're gonna trigger me so hard. When you're
Here,
gonna talk about
what's your
the
thoughts?
GT3s and how they didn't change and how the GT2s look so
You
different
know what
but
I
only
will
have
admit
one a
though?
bigger wing and a
Here, let me
front
tell
left.
this to you. I don't hate Porsche, nor do I hate the
Uh,
GT3 RS and the GT2 RS from prior models. I feel like there's not much to
uh,
change as starting off with the 911s. The 911, which is the base of the GT3 and the
they have
GT2,
like
it's good.
they have like five 911s.
Yeah, but I feel like Porsche, the GT3 RS, and the GT2, I personally think had enough change to be able to consider it a new car. Because it is, Porsche in
Hmm.
general, it does say a good driving car.
Mhm.
The only thing I think maybe some people wouldn't like is say someone says, "Yeah, I drive a 911," and it's really
Mhm.
something like a GT3 RS or something. Someone might say,
Mhm.
"Oh, it's just a 911. You see those every day, every week in California or whatever." So I mean, I guess sometimes maybe Porsche is using the name a bit more to where
Mhm.
I don't know how to really explain that part.
Yeah.
Now the Porsche
But
is good, and you can
else
really tell.
does I was gonna say Koenigsegg, but they don't really have models.
Koenigsegg, I think what we
Like
should talk about with the hypercars
each of their
is,
cars, like are just 1 year. Like they don't make another
yeah,
version of
you
it.
know what I think we should talk about with Koenigsegg or just any hypercar brands?
What, like Bugatti?
I will say this. Bugatti, they actually have different models. The way Koenigsegg and Pagani does it, they kind of are just really special editions. At least the Bugattis, they make at least 100 of like
Okay, I
most
will
of them.
say all Koenigseggs kind of look the same.
They
They
do.
kind of look the
They have
same.
the same look, the same body, and you can tell it's a
And
Koenigsegg.
okay, in
And that's
Forza,
what kind
I
of
don't
annoys
understand
me.
why, but I think all the Koenigseggs have the same engine,
Yeah.
or most of them have the same engine.
But
Not
what
all,
annoys
but
me is the fact that when you talk about Koenigsegg, they have so many different models, so many one-offs, and they all practically look the same. They have different
what's
specs,
funny
different
is that they
features,
had the
but like,
time to um make the sound of the Koenigsegg Jesco because they had the car,
oh yeah.
but they just didn't.
Well, on that part, I
It's a
think
good
that's
thing.
Forza's problem. It is kind of a
Yeah.
surprise that they launched the Jesco because I don't even know if anyone knows any Jesco info. Like, the specs and the stats. I don't know if anyone actually personally knows that.
All right. McLaren.
Okay.
Um.
I'll say this. Their quality control is gonna need a bit of an upgrade. I was seeing that someone's P1, not someone's P1, someone's 765 LT is super
Mhm.
like messed up. Like engine lights since day one, and like he hasn't driven it much.
Well, that's
Which
a
is,
reason why you don't get brand new cars.
yeah, well that's also why I don't buy McLaren. I mean, I love McLaren, but sometimes they're not the best.
Well, not just that. Well, yeah, don't buy a McLaren, but if that's their dream, then go for it. But
Yeah,
I'm just warning you that there's gonna be some problems
I'm just admitting this
that
though.
goes with it.
I do want cars that are very unreliable,
I
but
have another topic we can talk about after this.
uh,
Yeah, but just let me know when to start it, cause
you could start it.
okay. So you know how like cars like from the GTR, like
Mm.
one of the oldest, like the G 1971, and then how it looks so different from 2017.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2017 and 20 what is it, the 2018
Yeah,
20.
and what's crazy is it's not even too much of a time difference. Like, I feel
It's
like
only like,
it's
I mean, it's a
not.
pretty big time difference. It's like what, like
Yeah, I guess.
almost like 50 years.
Yeah, yeah, that's a true point. But you will admit, GTRs or just Nissan in general, those are like the very well known, like, Nissan, Mazda, and like Toyota are probably
Toyota.
the well known JDM cars.
hmm Mostly Nissan though.
Yeah,
Although the Supra was a meme at one point
that's true.
and it popped off
Hmm.
and then died again.
I feel like Toyota's had those cars that everyone knows about, but when you look at Nissan's brand, I feel like it's very controversial. Like, what
If you were
does
to look
people
at my
want?
Forza like garage, there's one company that like has the most cars and
Well, I imagine.
what else? Like how did a 2002 become a like look like I mean, I don't really see a resemblance between the two.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
agree.
one, they completely changed the engine.
Yeah,
For like 10 years they had RB26 or probably like 20. Yeah, actually yeah, it's about like uh it's more like 5 years.
yeah. I mean, I
Because
feel
the
the thing is with
32 and the
like,
33 and the 34 aren't much of a year difference.
yeah, they really weren't the biggest. I don't know. For me, it's kind of like, I don't know. It's almost as if, well, I think for sure what Ferrari has been doing in the prior isn't the best, but I think
Mm-hmm.
Ferrari's trying to get out of what they were used to doing, making models just because I think back when Ferrari was making models like the Roma, or not the Roma, or like the Portofino, their idea and
Mm-hmm.
concept after a while,
Yeah.
because you saw this, they make you buy cars like the F80s, the Portofino,
Mm-hmm.
the Portofino, the what's it called, to get the rare cars. And I feel like they got
Yeah.
into that movement where they're like, oh, it doesn't matter. We could produce the worst car and we could still get it to sell.
Ooh, you know another thing is like you know how like Toyota and like Lexus and like stuff like that they have their own like specialty like almost like supercar, hypercar like the LFA
Yeah,
and like they're like car that they're really known for. Like Toyota's known for their Supra, kind of,
I
and
would
maybe
say
the
they
new
are.
Trueno,
Yeah,
but
I mean, I feel like as much as like these base car brands like Toyota, Honda, and all those stuff don't normally do good in the car community, all of those like cheaper, lower end,
and even like
affordable car
movies like
brands.
some cars can even represent movies like the
Oh
Supra
yeah.
can represent Fast and the Furious and
Well, I feel like the other thing is
other
like
movies.
all these, what's it called? Like, all like Toyota, the lower end car brands,
Hmm.
almost all of them, if you look at them, they have one iconic car that almost everyone knows about.
And like Subaru has like Baby Driver.
Yeah. Shall we talk about BMW?
Ooh, BMW.
What they're
That
doing with their
company that
cars?
that company those German companies that always make their cars difficult to change. Alright.
I feel like it's just annoying because BMW, I mean, I'm gonna say this a lot today probably, but it's just annoying that these car companies keep doing the same thing. Like, there's a difference from like I feel like what BMW is
Okay.
also doing is they just want models, you know?
Okay, the only way you can tell that this is these like this car is a BMW is the grill.
Yeah, and I
Because
mean
they have it on
realistically too,
literally
dude, look at all
yeah,
the BMWs you've ever seen brand new
like
recently,
literally
and they all look the
every
same. Like every
BMW
BMW looks the
has
same.
the grill.
Every sedan almost looks the same. Every SUV almost looks the same.
I will disagree with um sed- the sedans and coupes,
Um,
but
I guess
I
well,
can see
not
the
coupes.
SUVs because like
The SUVs,
if
yes.
like
Some
the
of the
Dover
some of the
brothers,
BMWs, yes.
oh
Some
gosh,
you have to admit some of them, like
because
from
like
the
from the front it looks the same, but when you look at the rear, you're like, oh my
yeah.
goodness, one is like a cross
I will
over
admit
or
this.
cross hatch.
BMW's not doing something that I hate right now. You know the 8 Series?
Yeah.
I love that BMW right now is making like these grand coupes. I personally love
Mm.
these and I'm a
Like
fan
I
of it.
do like the M8, but like I feel like these cars are kind of unreliable.
Oh, for sure. But then again, when you also talk about these cars, someone did take a BMW M8 out to Gold Rush, which was
But
like,
going back to Nissan, there's one, maybe three specific cars that are very unreliable.
hmm
240
yeah,
specifically, because everyone says it has 240 problems and 240 plus problems, that is. Never want to experience that, so that's never been my dream car. Um, I'm pretty sure. GTRs have the same problem too with RB26 and just old car problems.
Yeah, I don't know. Like for me
Oh,
personally,
another unreliable car.
ooh, it is.
RX-7.
Yeah, they are. I love RX-7s. They're probably one of my favorite JDM cars, but they are unreliable.
Alright, what are you gonna say?
I mean, it's like I love the RX-7s, but they are just really what's it called? Just like unreliable.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's funny how it works. Do you want to see what you think, being unbiased on your personal favorite cars, on what car you think is the best performing car for each
Best performing?
best performance from your knowings and your liking? Like, just
Wait, from what?
we're talking about like, for you can do categories like your supercar category, your hypercar category, and it can be any of the ages. Or if you want to see your the best performing brand, like the best performance brand. You can see how you
Oh,
want it.
for like each category, like
Yeah.
hypercar, supercar, and like just that type of stuff.
Yeah, like if the outside did not matter, we're just talking about performance.
Okay, supercar. I'm gonna start off with supercar.
Okay.
Um, going to McLaren. It okay, which one thoroughly. They kind of have race,
Yeah.
but I think Ferrari and Lambo has more because they have the Performante and the SV and the SVJ. So I think
Mhm.
the SVJ would take up a lot of space for Lamborghini, so that takes up like 50%
Yeah.
of like,
I feel
you
like the
know,
Aventador
how
series in
fast.
general is a series everyone knows. Like people know her
But then
from.
they have a lot of V12s.
Yeah.
Lamborghini. They have a couple of V12s. And same with Ferrari. So I feel like Ferrari and like Lambo would be like maybe top,
Yeah.
and then McLaren's not much of a race vehicle. I mean, I guess if you count the 600 LT as one, but I don't really think that's a good race vehicle. I mean, it might be light with all the carbon fiber, but I don't know. I think that's more of like a supercar type. Well, that's my opinion, anyways. So I think Lamborghini and Ferrari for me are tied
Mhm.
for supercar.
I am gonna say something you're gonna be probably surprised about.
Okay,
I'm gonna go with Porsche,
okay.
and I'm probably gonna say Porsche for all of its titles and topics for
Mhm.
one reason. Everyone does know that it is arguably probably the best hyper and
Mhm.
supercar just driving car brand,
Mhm.
and that's why I'm gonna choose it.
Mhm. Okay. Hypercars. You got
But I won't say my
radicals.
actual
You got like the GTA Spano. Uh, what else? You got
Centenario, La, Petrol,
Bugatti.
TDF,
All
Chiron,
that stuff.
Koenigsegg,
And I
SSC to retirements.
for race. That's difficult.
Just performance wise.
Oh, what the? Oof. Mhm.
You still Alright guys, I think we're experiencing technical difficulties. Yep, we're having technical difficulties. Give us 1 second to work this technical difficulty out. Yeah, just give us 1 second guys. I will resume this as my point of view till he gets back. Oh, are you back?
Okay, I'm back. Hold on. I have the friend with me.
Alright.
Okay. Um, hypercards, Konzig, all that type of stuff.
If you want,
I like.
you can also go even farther onto the line and talk about categories. Like, or not categories, but like best for its price, best for its price hypercar.
Okay. I'd probably go with Bugatti because I feel
I'm
like
curious to hear
Bugatti
which
would
one they will
be
say.
Chiron.
Very unsurprised, very surprised.
Oh wait, but they got. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna wing it. I'm gonna say, Chiron.
Okay. You want me to just, I'm gonna finish off and say all of my cars, and then you can look back at the end and tell me what you thought of what I said, and we can add on. I'm gonna say for my budget hypercar, Bugatti Veyron. It's arguably the best Bugatti you could get. It's arguably the best hyper slash supercar for the price tag. They were very rare. Bugatti put a lot of money into them, so I think many can agree Bugatti Veyrons were one of the best hypercars. But when we're going to be talking about the best performing hypercar, I'm not going to choose a Veyron. I'm going to choose the Jesko. I have a lot of hope in the Jesko doing good, being what I hear about it. So I do believe that Jesko has a lot of potential to be the quickest and best performing hypercar.
Oof. Controller batteries are gonna die, so I got cheap.
Um, Next guys, we can talk about what I thought. Oh, no, it's back. Let's try thinking about another topic. What is another one? If you guys have any suggestions, please put in the chat. If not, I'm just gonna go wild and figure out something. Which will probably lead into us rambling. I'm gonna talk about our feature series that I'm planning on working on today. And you can put your thoughts in wrong, and then the chat can put their thoughts in if anyone's listening. So I'm planning on doing a full what's it called series, a Roblox roleplay series, being on Greenville and what's it called? I don't know how good it's called.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
And the what's it called?
yeah, that's what you gotta do. That's what you do. Now, but like in all seriousness, I do feel like Roblox content does have a big potential for a YouTube channel that look at how everyone's taking our roleplay videos.
Yeah.
And I mean, as much as I like my Homeworld series, I don't know how good it's currently doing now. Like if I can jumpstart it, it could do anything. But as of right now, I think I have a better chance with the Roblox series. And I think what we also both of us want to try doing is more streams. Like I haven't streamed in a while. Like I don't stream that often. so I kind of want to do it again, just because streaming was fun and it's something I enjoy doing for the channel. And if like streaming personally, I see it does good content wise, and it's not that hard to do. Like I would rather
Mhm.
stream all day, all night, than do a full video. Because like
Mhm.
videos, you have to do the editing, you have to. Well, if I actually did editing and stuff, you would actually have to do editing. But because the way we do it, we don't
Yes.
edit, which is not the best strategy, but it is a strategy. And right with that, I think I'm gonna end this stream off by saying thank you for joining us, and make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the post
Mhm.
notification button. If you're enjoying our content, we really do want you to show the support. But yeah, thanks for watching.